victory Monday. Now, I get it. It was oogly. No style points there, but a win is a win in this league. 9 wins, if we're counting, to be exact, for this red-hot Patriots team. Tell them, Marcus, we're talking about it all show long.
Yeah, it's the National Football League. You know, any given Sunday, you got to make sure you be consistent when it comes down to it. We got a lot of things to correct, but we came out with a dub. Basically, I was just watching the quarterback eyes. I kind of seen his last read was the running back, so I didn't want to go down there too soon. So just tried to time it up, and I timed it up just in time.
All right, good news. Morgan Geeky won't stop scoring goals. Bad news, setback here on the trip. A loss in San Jose. We're going to get into it. You heard from Marcus. How about Marco?
It's just unfortunate to leave points here. Those are the points, I think, end of the day we could need. That's a couple now Anaheim. If you look at that trip, Anaheim and today, that's the frustrating part.
And we'll see what type of tricks Adam and Travis have. And we have Too Tall Winston in studio from the Harlem Globetrotters. All that and more. You're watching Boston has entered the chat.
Yeah, big dog Joe Murray, but wait, there's more. As we enter the chat, we have some news entering the chat. This from Rap Sheet, just discussed on Good Morning Football. Patriots left tackle Will Campbell is believed to have suffered an MCL sprain. We can all breathe. He will have an MRI on his knee. He's a candidate for injured reserve. Candidate with the hope he returns when it counts the most. Can the show say amen to that? As we start here, we welcome you inside the Salem 5 studios where Boston has entered the chat. Travis Thomas, the big dog, Joe Murray. Go ahead, you can do it.
Oof.
Adam Kaufman, I saw him hit me with the head. Let it out, big dog.
Let it out.
Let it out. Hey, I actually want to start with you on this news with Will Campbell, because all of us were scared shackless yesterday.
When you think offensive lineman, you think Joe Murray.
I mean, hey, he knows. He knows
the football.
He knows a thing or two about ball. Now we didn't see the injury because CBS, but that's another topic for another day. When we did see the replay eventually, it was fluky what happened to Will Campbell, and all of us thought, he's donezo. Turns out there's a chance.
Yeah, this is good news, all right? And I think after the game, there was a lot of people upset, thinking about the future, and not to mention this was a high-risk draft pick. There was a lot going into it, right?
Yep.
Whether it was, is he a tackle, is he guard, all that stuff. But this is good news as of right now. If he does go on injured reserve, which they said he's a candidate, he'll miss 4 games, which could potentially set him up for the final game of the year, a bye, or the playoffs. So that's still on the table. I just think this is coming up because it's not a tear.
Yep.
I do think, though, long term, if he's ready and cleared for the playoffs, you play him.
Yes.
I'm just thinking a little bit longer than that, though, guys. I wonder if this is a situation where you might have to monitor this player for the future the same way you might have to monitor Drake Maye, and they do go hand in hand.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't want to cut you off, Adam, but look, let's not be absurd here. If the guy's ready for the playoffs,
you play him.
You play him.
Yep.
I do understand your way of thinking. If I'm following you, if he's ready in a couple weeks, do you maybe have a discussion there where you say, let's keep him in bubble wrap until the playoffs?
Yeah.
Am I picking up what you're putting down there? Because I'm with you there. If you're saying I'm a little concerned for the playoffs, just shut them down until next year, I can't go with you down that path. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we don't know what it is. There's an MRI today. If he's cleared, he cleared, Adam. But I'll tell you this, they got to find a replacement, and that replacement, who does have longer arms, is Vadarian Love.
The short arms haven't been an issue so far
was
this year.
rude.
Will Campbell
That was
doing
rude.
Guys, I think this is great news.
It is
this
great
isn't
news.
Good news. This is great news. Joe, when you came in here this morning, you're marching in. He was carted off the field. He's done for the season.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, look,
I still feel that way.
No, but he's not. He's not even necessarily going on IR.
Right.
Which again, as Joe alluded to, this, it would cost him not 4 weeks but 4 games if this ends up happening. And so you are talking about a stretch here where these games are still very meaningful. We can come in here and celebrate all the different things that, in spite of adversity, finding success in Cincinnati. It's now 9 straight wins, beating up a team that's lost 8 of 9, but putting that aside, you're now at 10 wins, 10-2, most wins, first team to 10 in the NFL. You are atop the NFL standings because the Denver Broncos were on bye. You're there all alone on the perch. You're looking down at everybody else, not only in the AFC or in the AFC East, the entire damn league. So yes, on the one hand, guys, you want to think of this responsibly and carefully, and the injury to Jared Wilson we didn't even talk about yet. Injuries are piling up in general. I mean, a couple of defensive injuries, guys leaving this game as well. But the offensive line, when it comes to protecting Drake Maye, when it comes to the run blocking, there are a whole bunch of aspects of this that are incredibly important. It's just we're not at that, like, cruise control portion of the season. This isn't week 18. Do you even need to put your starters out there? You got the bye locked up. The Patriots are still not only playing for the division with a head-to-head with the Bills coming up. Yes, you're 2.5 games ahead of them in the standings. I feel like the division is pretty secure at this point, but it's not a lock. And the first-round bye is certainly not a lock. And you definitely want that. You want the rest. You want the break.
Especially now.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming off look how sloppy they just were off a mini bye, a 10-day stretch. Then you're going to have a regular bye late in the season, which is great. You know, obviously they've been able to weather the storm and withstand every challenge along the way, every injury, every whatever they've had to deal with. Now they're going to have an actual bye coming up in a couple of weeks, obviously. And then if you could get another bye going into the playoffs and have everything, at least in the AFC, run through your house. That is so incredibly significant. And I agree with what you're saying. Will Campbell, he's a big part of that. You got to be careful with him. But ultimately, where I land with any of these situations when the medicals are involved, when you're cleared, you're cleared. You can't worry about the what-ifs at that point.
Well, look, we're all in kind of different places here. 617-790-0928. I'm curious what you think. How would you handle Will Campbell? I'm saying bubble wrap the kid until the playoffs. Joe is saying bubble wrap the kid until the playoffs, but maybe even the playoffs if you don't think he's quite right.
I feel like we're talking about Gronk again. You know what I mean? You got to bubble wrap him for the playoffs. Don't let him play.
Joe's saying you had to think about the future with him, so even if he's not quite right come playoff time, bubble wrap him. Adam's saying play him tonight. Well, I don't give a damn. If the doctors say he can play him. What do you say?
Shoot him up. Get him out there.
617-790-0928. What a wonky win yesterday. Now, a win is a win in this league. We all understand that. There's no style points here. But my God, thank goodness this team got out of Cincy with a win. I think it's that damn chili that gives you the runs that they give. That's what did it. What a crazy game. Here's
not enough running.
Not enough running. Here's Mike Vrabel
anyway.
After an ugly win for the Patriots.
Mike, how much of a battle was this?
It was.
Mentally from start to finish.
That's what happens in this league. You know, you need everybody, and you go through the season, you go on the road, and you know it's tough. And everybody wants to talk about numbers and records. That doesn't mean.
Mike, it had been a while since your team faced a double-digit deficit. What did you see out of your group down 10-0?
Yeah, we settled down. You know, we settled down, and you know they gave us one back, and you know gave us a little bit of life there defensively. So you know we settled down, and you know, again it wasn't perfect by any means, but it was, I would say, just enough.
Hey, I said it, a win is a win. Adam, you know, Mike Vrabel pulled a Dan Campbell yesterday and just decided we're going to go for it every G-damn fourth down there is. We don't care. We're going to run it right up the gut. I'm hoping that maybe that was a learning experience for Coach, and maybe in the future we'll just take the points.
Yeah, I don't think it was a learning experience at all. I think for old G.I. Vrabel we were just looking at there, this was a situation where he's been aggressive on fourth down all throughout the season.
He has.
And fine, like a lot of the time it has worked out. Yesterday drove me crazy.
Me too.
In real time, I was tweeting it. This is not revisionist history. In real time, this was driving me nuts, stand up screaming at my TV kind of situation. You're sitting there, you're up by 4 points. You got a chance to go up, obviously, 2 scores, great, if you can score the touchdown. But at the very least, at this juncture of the game, where your defense has not been completely on point, I mean, it hasn't been bad. At that point, you allowed the pick 6 and obviously a field goal. So it's not as though your defense was playing poorly and it's a poor offense on the other side, all these different, but still, clearly everything was not going your way as the Patriots yesterday. And I think being mildly conservative for a hot second wouldn't have been the worst thing. You know, you're 4th and 1 on the 1 yard line, and they decide they're going to go for it. I didn't like it, kind of swallowed my tongue on it. They go for it. They get a gift of a flag. Good job drawing the penalty, you know, in fairness. It wasn't just handed to them. You get a brand new set of downs, and you can't punch it in from the 1 yard line. Time again. And you get to 4th down again. It's like, haven't we already been through this? This is now, we're on our 7th try trying to score from the 1, and it hasn't happened for some reason. Maybe we just take the 3, go up by 7, then if worst case they come back down the other way and they score, we're tied. Versus the alternative of walking away with nothing. And they come down and they score, and suddenly we're trailing. Not that I don't have confidence in Drake Maye in that offense to get points back, but why even put yourselves in that situation?
Fair.
There's an arrogance about it. It's not even an extra point distance. Just kick the short little field goal.
Or maybe run a little bootleg with Drake Maye. Maybe have some creativity with the play calling. Joe, that's really what drove me nuts. Not that they went for it per se, although I hear Adam take the points. But my God, are we going to run it up the gut 8 straight times? What are we doing?
Yeah, any chance I get to get on Josh McDaniels, I'm in on it. But I do.
He's been great this year.
Yeah, he's been great. Okay, fine.
Except yesterday.
Yesterday was not good. Listen, can they not take the ball out of their best player's hand? Don't take it out of his hands.
Thank you.
Listen, Ramondre Stevenson's not right. He can't run up the gut. Travion, still, I know he's powerful, but it didn't work yesterday. The up-the-gut run that he's been doing for years doesn't work. Just try something different. And they really are forcing him under center, where I think he's more comfortable out of shotgun. So I know that's a debate for another day. Here's the deal, though. Patriots 10 wins, right? They're on their way to the AFC, as we all know that. And I do want to shout out Carlton Davis. I thought he was pretty good for a guy who's been, at least, you know, over the last couple of weeks, not great. He did have the PI yesterday. But just looking at it overall, their goal this year was to beat bad football teams. And this was historically a bad football team. But in the end, they beat a bad football team while playing not their greatest game. And Drake Maye, though, career high in passing yards.
But the Patriots can't get their own version of the tush push, man.
Come on,
I know.
Anything.
Come on.
Anything. Tush push. Just get Drake on the move. To Joe's point, he's your best player.
Let Drake run.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him run a little bit.
By the way, Joe brought up Carlton Davis, who did have a good game. So did Marcus Jones. Who? Marcus Jones. Pick 6 when you needed it most. Here he is.
Yeah, it's the National Football League. You know, any given Sunday, you know, you got to make sure you be consistent when it comes down to it. We got a lot of things to correct, but we came out with a dub.
Go over your pick 6 and what you saw and how we could run on that play with Flacco.
Yeah, basically I was just watching the quarterback eyes. You know, I kind of seen his last read was the running back, so I didn't want to go down there too soon. So just tried to time it up, and I timed it up just in time.
You guys gave that cover 2 look, and you were inside. That ended up being like a cover 6, and then you saw him to the flat, so you hit it.
Yeah, I kind of just seen it from the sense of matching the back and everything, and I seen him kind of go through his progressions and then went from there.
Listen to these stats. Tweets are rolling in. This is Chris Cotillo, who said the last time the Patriots lost was 11 days. 11 days before the last time the Red Sox lost.
I was going to say, he's usually on the Red Sox beat.
Kind of doing the math here, and I think I've gone cross-eyed. Yeah, I'm with Jim here, who tweets, I'm with you.
It's been a while, man. This team has been really, really freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no understating it, obviously.
I mean, look, we talked about Will Campbell earlier to start the show here, how it's good news that there's no structural damage. He's not out for the season and all that. But after the game, Drake Maye talked about the loss of him and Jared Wilson. And you could hear in Drake, I mean, he is just down and out about this. Now we have some good news, but at the moment, here's Drake.
How emotional was it to see both Jared and Will, go down and get carted off and what they were going through?
Man, shoot, I love those guys, man. It's they're gonna be all right. I think that's the big thing about those guys. They're gonna work hard and they're gonna be back, and they've done such a good job for us this year, man. I love those guys. Will and Jared, they've been meant a lot to me. I've got to know them in different ways, and it hurts. It's disappointing, man. But hey, that's this game. That's that's life, and they'll bounce back and help us down the road.
Joe, talking to you about these injuries before we knew the lack of severity for Will Campbell, when we thought it was worst case scenario, you thought, hey, season could be over here. Now that we kind of recalibrate, Do you still feel that way, or do you feel like, hey, Campbell comes back in the fold, this team's going to be just fine?
Full transparency, I feel like this is year one of a rebuild, and they're having a ton of success. And I do feel like that should be the mentality of the team week to week. But looking long term here, these injuries, I do think they've taken a step back. I think Drake Maye's MVP candidacy has also taken a step back. So even though the good news today, Adam, I still feel a little bit like...
Because he's not right. Why are you feeling that, though? Because you don't think Will Campbell will be right. You don't think he'll be right.
I don't think he'll be right.
All right.
Yeah, look, when it comes to the intricacies of the offensive line and a lot of the different things that just need to go right for you at that position, I generally defer to you, my friend. I just think that, again, his presence outweighs not having him. And so if they can get him right before the end of the regular season, in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be better than the alternative.
Sure.
This goes back to, we don't have time for it, but this goes back, honestly, guys, to the trade deadline.
Yes.
And not addressing your damage.
Preach.
We talked about it then. At various positions, most especially offensive line, you needed more depth.
Yes. More chat next. Roll with us. We'll be right back.
Studios, Boston has entered the chat, a.k.a. Bro Show, back here with you, SM Nation, and it's time for what's trending in the world of sports. A lot of football. Guess what? More football.
Yes.
Week 12 wraps up tonight. Prime time with the Niners as 7.5-point favorites hosting the Panthers. You see from Coach Yak, all but one of NFL Network's analysts are picking the Niners to beat the Panthers on Monday Night Football. I will remind people, the Panthers are 6-4 straight up as underdogs this year. Carter says, surprised it's not more split. Feels like this one has shootout written all over it. Tell you what, Joe, the bettors believe that shootout is a potential here because we've seen the total bet up from 46.5 to 49.5.
Wow.
Pretty universally at this point in time. Both these teams are over teams. Carolina 6-5 to the over this year. San Francisco is 7-3-1 to the over in its games. So you tell me, are we getting another favorite wins, dogs bark, like it seemed like we got throughout the weekend across the slate, and do we get points?
Yeah, first off, it's a primetime game, which they haven't been great. Let's be honest. They haven't been great.
No.
Last night was a dud. Should have been great on paper.
Should have been great.
Absolutely. So, woof, give me the dogs again.
Yep.
Hey, this is the number one pick versus the very last pick of the draft, right? At some point. So, there's a lot here, but 7.5. You mentioned the line has moved. I never follow this team. This team is going over.
Yep.
For right now, I still kind of lean the underdog. Generally, in those situations,
sure,
you take the under.
Well, this is why you want to bet this stuff when these lines come out. Because if you love the over, you would have loved it at 46. Now at 49, you may be like, I don't know. But yeah, I'm with Joe here. I think the Panthers will cover. I think they're going to lose the game, though. I'll take the Niners. Look, 27-23 feels about right.
Ooh, okay.
You know, I tell you where I'm going to go in terms of betting on this game.
Real quick before you do that, can I give you a wild trend that I read earlier?
Sure,
I know some people don't love trends. I love trends. It doesn't mean they're always applicable. You always want to use them, but they're always fun to at least acknowledge. I read this one earlier. I think Walter Football had that. Or no, this was Action Network, Evan Abrams. Since Christmas 2023, okay, the Niners are 1-15 against the spread following a win.
Wow.
Worst in the NFL.
Stat.
Wow. Worst in the NFL.
What a nugget.
So the Niners may win, but to your point about going with the dog and covering the 7.5, that trend certainly gives credence to betting the dog.
Well, here's this actually makes me more confident in where I am betting this game tonight. I'm player props tonight. A guy like Christian McCaffrey, to still be healthy.
Revenge narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. To still be healthy this time of the year for that guy who's never healthy, okay? He's healthy, playing well against his old team. You think he doesn't want to stick it to them every time he sees them? Of course he does. Christian McCaffrey tonight, anytime touchdown, rushing total, I bet over.
If you're going to bet his touchdown, you got to put it in a parlay. You're not going to bet that straight. It's like minus 350.
Are you hearing the plays? Over on rushing, over on receiving. Let's throw
Put them all together.
Yes.
All right.
I'm afraid of his injuries, first off, but just to throw it in there, the Rams are on fire, and I think San Fran might need to win this game.
That's a good point.
Don't forget the Seahawks.
Don't forget the Seahawks.
That's a crowded division, man. That is a crowded division.
Although at midnight, rumor has it that Sam Darnold turns back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, you're
so
gonna
when we
see-
get to the playoffs.
Listen, I went Seattle in Survivor this week. That felt good in Tennessee. But yeah, in a matter of time, as we get, blew it on that last drive.
Just saying.
I had them to cover, should have covered.
Yeah.
But with this Niners team, I think the bigger thing, the thing that makes me love them in this matchup against, yes, a kind of plucky, spunky Carolina team, but also, you know, in what is a super crowded division where, like, the Niners are no lock to even make the playoffs right now, just despite, you know, sitting here at 7-4 coming in, because the NFC is so deep, more so than the AFC. The NFC is so deep, but this team, it's getting right at the right time. Defensively, there's nothing you can do about it. You're not getting Bosa back. You're not getting Warner back. But on the other side, Brock Purdy, and shout out Mac Jones, was really good keeping this team above water. He was. But now Purdy's back. McCaffrey, by some miracle, has been the only dude that hasn't gotten hurt for that team this year. But you've got George Kittle back. You've got Ricky Pearsall back. Juwan Jennings has been up and down, but he's playing really well over the last few weeks. Brandon Ayuk, I don't think, is ever going to wear that uniform again with what's going on there.
He's
in
a
his
Patriot.
contract. Yeah, that would be, well, if he's not a problem, that would be fine. But that's a whole other conversation. We'll get that. I mean, we thought people wondered if Diggs was going to be an issue. He has been a model soldier here. But this offense should be.
There was a love boat.
There was a love boat. Yeah, but that was before the season.
That's old news.
Yeah, it was before the season. He's been fine.
Yeah.
He's been
Ever
fine.
since the love boat, he's been great.
They should go out. They should be able to score on this Carolina team.
Sure. I like the Niners tonight. I like the Niners to make the playoffs, to your point. But I actually want to go off-road here. You said something that's so true. All the quarterbacks are in the AFC, but all the teams are in the NFC. When you think about it, all the star quarterbacks you name off the top of your head.
Yeah, but a bunch of them might not make the playoffs.
Well, I'm just saying, but they have
Baltimore, I think, should be good now. But obviously, Burrow, who's been out most of the year,
I'm just saying,
they're not going. Mahomes may not go.
Think of how we think.
Yeah.
We think of these star quarterbacks, and those are the teams, right? Well, they're all in the AFC, but all the teams who are fighting for playoffs, and maybe the better teams, the deeper teams here are in the NFC.
And Brock Purdy was paid like a guy to be that guy. Let's see what he can do tonight. Mac Jones kept him alive for a little while here. While we're on that, Matthew Stafford has been on absolute fire. Just to, again, bring it local, does this now make Stafford the clear-cut MVP candidate?
Yeah.
What would Drake Maye have to do, and does these injuries kind of maybe curtail?
I mean, Stafford was a favorite going into the week. I'm pulling up the odds now. I'm sure he still is, especially after what he did last night.
I think you reframe. I would answer that with a reframed question. And what I mean is, I don't necessarily think it's what Drake Maye is or isn't doing.
Relatively overwhelming, too. Minus 220 compared to plus 220 for
I think it's more about Stafford playing so good. Yeah. Stafford would have to start stubbing his toe a bit for Drake Maye and others to get into the conversation.
I think if the Patriots win the conference, we're just talking regular season.
Yes.
Get the first seed, get the first round bye, and Stafford, maybe the Rams don't win the West.
Got to stub his toe.
That's
what I'm telling you.
That's your narrative that gets you there.
If he continues, it's already over.
All right, let's get to the Celtics because, believe it or not, they played a game last night. You might not have noticed because there was football on, but they did. And Jaylen Brown got us back over 500, says Hold On Celtics. That is the saddest tweet I've ever. This team won a championship a little over a year ago. Now we're celebrating getting back over 500.
Right.
Every damn game, Jaylen on the Spider-Man body. He was great. 35 points, 14 of 26 shooting, 8 assists, 1 turnover, had a 12-0 scoring run by himself. Well, 12 straight Celtics points anyway. In the third quarter, as Boston was in the process of giving away a lead, 138-129, home win against a very banged-up Orlando team that you're now 2-1 against this year. But I know, 3 of the top 5 scorers were down. There was no Paolo Banchero. There was no Suggs. There was no Carter.
Yes.
But a win is a win is a win, Trav.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want them to win. That's the
that's
point.
a whole other thing,
Nobody's
Joe.
paying attention.
Pro tank over there.
These are the kind of games you need to lose. The Magic aren't starting anyone? Great, we need our JV team too. Hey, Luka Garza, get out there. You're starting at point guard. What? You heard me. They just keep winning.
Luka didn't even play.
I'm just saying.
I bet Ante Campbell and I will spend some time on this on Hold My Banner tomorrow. That they just went no bigs, basically. Nemi got hurt early. He played 6 minutes. Chris Boucher played out there for a little while.
Awful.
Bobby Boucher.
Luka, even Tillman, they were DNPCD.
It's easy to go no bigs, Joe, when you don't have bigs.
May I just say that Jaylen Brown is putting up these great numbers and they're struggling every single night. Oh, he wants to be the #1 guy, huh? This is what it looks like.
Are you a #1 on a good team? Or are you capable of being a #1 on a great team? These are the questions that we're looking for answers to throughout this year. So far, the early returns, no knock on Jaylen. The rest of the roster has to do with it too. But
yeah,
we didn't even mention the coach yet.
We didn't even mention the coach yet.
We don't have time for that.
President of the Joe Mazzulla fan club, Joe Murray, hang with us here. We got more basketball on the way. A special guest in studio from the Harlem Globetrotters. Woo! They're in the Hall of Fame.
The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour is coming to TD Garden December 26th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tickets can be purchased harlemglobetrotters.com. And throughout the month of November, you can use code GIVING to get up to 40% off tickets. I know that the guys had a chance to sit down with, do some tricks.
Yeah, we
with
were
a man named Too Tall.
We weren't sitting.
Oh,
we were active.
Now,
you
guys woke up early today to hoop.
That's right. That's right.
To hoop.
That's right.
Did you learn anything?
I did not. However,
learned a lot about him.
We learned a lot about him.
I'm not so sure my basketball skills improved.
I got no better at all. I may have regressed.
I spun the ball on my finger.
You did. You did.
Actually, he spun the ball on my finger.
What's the best trick you have?
That I have?
Yeah. In real life or from this segment? Because
I used to do the sham gun. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, of course.
You spin it back, pull it away.
Yeah, of course.
You know the one I'm not going to sit here and pretend I could do this, let alone in game action, but the one I used to always work on in the backyard. You remember back when White Chocolate played, Jason Williams?
Yeah.
And he had that play in a game where it might have even been an all-star game that he did
behind
this.
his back.
He went behind the back with the ball.
That.
All right, he went behind the back with the left hand.
Yes.
And then with the right arm came back and elbowed the ball.
Yep.
For a pass the other way.
Yep.
It was this crazy fake. Again, he comes back behind like this, elbows the ball, ball boom that way off for a layup. Incredible. I mean, YouTube it, Google it, whatever.
It's a tough move.
It's an incredible. Oh, I used to work on that thing all the time.
Joe, I perfected the art of taking a charge. I mean, I am the best.
Wrists up, no injuries.
That's it.
Well, Too Tall Winston was in studio with the guys earlier today. Let's see some tricks from Too Tall Winston and the Harlem Globetrotters.
There it is. Welcome back, everyone. Boston has entered the chat. As you can see, it's not just me and Travis. We got a special guest. It's Lucious Too Tall Winston joining us. Well, who you play for? Yeah, I think we can tell.
Wait, Adam, wait. I gotta know. Wait. It's Too Tall, right?
Too Tall.
Absolutely. Can we talk about the nickname? Because I don't understand.
Absolutely. We definitely talk about it. Too humble and too handsome, one foot on the back. I'm just joking, man. I had a coach when I was 15 years old, man, tell me that I was too short to ever play college or professional basketball. So once I accomplished all those goals in college and playing professionally, I said this name is perfect because obviously I did everything at the height of like 5'9", 5'10".
Love it.
Too Tall's team, of course, the Harlem Globetrotters, been around for a century. The 100-year tour, it's coming to the Garden December 26th. If you're looking for something to do the day after Christmas, 2 shows, 2 and 7. I think we should go.
Absolutely.
Bring
and
the kids,
suit
go
up
watch
and
it.
play.
Come on.
I don't know about that part. I'm swimming in this one as it is. I'm drowning. I need to creep on down. What are we doing here this morning? What are you going to show us to, in case we get like randomly called on out in the crowd?
Oh, man, listen.
Don't embarrass ourselves.
Too Tall. I can't score, but I'll take a charge.
Hey, man,
for you.
that's perfect. That's perfect. Take a charge, set a screen, man. You definitely get us open, man. But definitely, man, from the start to finish, this is going to be an amazing show. Starting at Magic Pass, where fans have a chance to come out, meet some Globetrotters before. You can show us some of your tricks, ball handling, shooting. You'll get a chance to score on generals. Also, we'll teach you how to spin the ball. Let me see your finger just like
this is my trick.
Like
he does it.
Boom.
I put my finger up,
and
we're good. See?
Look at that.
My kids are going to think I'm a stud. Yeah. I'm going to look good coaching at basketball tonight. This is good.
Absolutely. So just from that point, we got the Magic Circle, then the basketball game, and then at the end we have the 5th quarter where you get a chance to come down courtside, meet all the Globetrotters that are there, get pictures, get autographs. It's going to be an amazing time because we got 2 shows. Like you said, 2 and 7 p.m. The day after Christmas, best time to do it. Christmas time, man, to give away, family, make memories worth repeating. It's going to be an amazing game.
Bro, let me ask you this. 100 tours, 100 years of this stuff. Like, personally for you, what does that mean for you to be a part of this? Because this brand has been around literally forever, right?
Definitely.
And now you're a part of it.
Definitely. It's surreal to think about the players that came before me, the Meadowlark Lemons, the Curly Nails. Shout out to the females, too, as well, like the Lynette Woodards.
Will Chamberlain.
Absolutely. Will Chamberlain back in the 50s as well. So, man, you think about the lineage and the things they had to endure, the trailblaze and the having to play for two crowds, the white crowd, the black crowd, all that. We want to embody that once we put this red, white, and blue on. So, definitely, I want to give thanks to their families for allowing them to do it. And every time I step out on the floor, I just want to embody everything that they do.
Too tall. I hear a little southern drawl there.
Absolutely.
Let's hear your life. I want to hear. I know about the Globetrotters with respect, but I want to hear your life story a little
Absolutely.
bit.
How many years with the team?
So I've been with the team 9 years, man.
Okay.
9 years, 48 different states, 25 different countries, 6 Guinness World Records.
Wow.
So played at Tuskegee University. And that's definitely tied to the Harlem Globetrotters too as well because Marcus Haynes used to practice at Logan Hall.
Wow.
So I got a chance to stand where he stood at and do his trick shot every single day while I was there for 3 years at Tuskegee. So it's crazy. I didn't know that was tied together to this past year when I went to homecoming. So it's pretty cool.
So how'd you end up here with the Globetrotters?
Great question, man. You ever seen the movie Uncle Drew?
Yes.
So I was in that movie.
Oh, were you?
Yes. So I was the point guard throwing out the lobs to Aaron Gordon.
Okay, you were the best part of the movie because the movie was trash. But you were the best part.
You wouldn't believe it. My kids every day are still bumping Ridiculous. That Kyrie Irving song. Come on.
That movie.
Man, so met Kyrie the first day on set and got a chance just to put up some shots with him, man.
Wow.
Fast forward a month later, I get asked to come to a pickup session. And Kyrie's there. He only got 4 players on his team. And there's some other NBA guys there. So, you know, when you go to an NBA run, you got to call next or whatnot. So I got to get on the chance the first game, play with Kyrie, and I've always been able to shoot the ball. So that particular day, I didn't have to show any ball handling skills. I just had to show I was
feeding you.
Hey, listen. So shout out to Kyrie Irving, man, for the opportunity.
Well, shout out to Kyrie. People, maybe we should be a little nicer to him.
Don't forget, I mean, he made that movie literally right before he came to Boston. He was doing the press tour like as he was traded to Boston. So he was top of the world around here. We were loving everything Kyrie Irving before he had his little temper tantrum and found his way out of town.
That part.
Let's go back to the Guinness World Records, though. What are we talking about here?
So I have the most layups in 3 minutes. I have a record that I created where I use 2 basketballs just like this while I dribble 2. So I got to do this for an entire minute while I'm dribbling the basketball. Just like that, and I got 310 dribbles in a minute. Shout out to 2 of my teammates, Wham Middleton and Jet Rivers. We have the most threes made in a minute as a duo and a trio. And then my last 2 records, I'm with Zeus McClurkin. We have the most alley-oops made consecutively without a miss and the most alley-oops made in 1 minute.
Man.
So.
What?
Those are the 6.
Bro, you dribbling those 2, I went cross-eyed. Can me and Adam move out the way and you just give us a couple minutes or something?
Absolutely,
I just want to see you cook.
Definitely. So
just cook.
Different ways you can handle the basketball, man, like this, where you put it through here. You go in a circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bounce it up. You can catch it, you can catch it, you can catch it, you can catch it, just like that. Or you just doing one. There's different spins that you can just do where you manipulate it, make it look sideways.
What in the...
Like that, or
what kind of sorcery?
just take it around like this. And lastly, you can put it on top. And do my curly nail impression.
That's what the long hair's for.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We always talk about like Kyrie Irving having some of the best handles, if not the best handles in NBA history.
Sure.
But obviously, like what you guys do as Globetrotters, I mean, evidence right there. How do you even what's the process of even discovering you can do some of this stuff?
Just being a basketball player. As an athlete, you want to just try to progress and get better every single day. And that's the first thing you want to be as a Globetrotter, is a basketball player. Second thing is just having good character, being respectful, and just want to make other people's day. So I think that's another reason why we've been around for so long. It's not only the basketball, the tricks, the theatrics that we do, it's the community work, the hospital visits, the school visits. And I think that's why people really care about the Harlem Globetrotters, because not only are we good basketball players, but we are ambassadors of goodwill.
He's definitely a good person, because he was telling us off air when he goes to play pickup ball, a lot of hoopers try to start trouble with Too Tall.
Hey, do sometimes, but I try to chill when I'm out playing, especially when I'm traveling. I travel all over, so I got to get in the gym, like I said, progress and get better. So when I do go in the gym, I'm just trying to just work out. But once you start trying to play more serious, like, okay, let me start playing.
Hoopers can tell you can hoop, so that's what it is. They feel threatened. Let me ask you a question. Y'all still beating the hell hell out of the Washington Generals
Absolutely.
every night?
Every night, man. Every night, man. They haven't won since 1971.
They won one game?
Yes. So now
Way
Globe-
back.
Way back. But the Globetrotters, we have over 300 losses in our history. So I think our winning percentage is like 98%.
I'm shocked.
I was looking at it. I think it's 98.7.
Shocked.
Yeah.
So it's the best winning percentage in the history of professional sports.
I'm
but
shocked.
Yeah, anytime people talk about the Globetrotters, like, nobody thinks 350 or whatever it is losses.
Yeah, that's
nobody
crazy.
thinks about that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's because they got more than 30,000 wins.
Well, that's right. Well, my dad took me to Globetrotter games, and
yeah?
y'all beat the hell out of the Generals when I was a kid. And then as my career went on, I would interview guys, and y'all beat the hell out of the Generals. So I don't know where the losses are coming from.
Man, so me either. I've been in the team 9 years, and I hope I don't lose ever again.
So
But
you have lost to
I
them?
haven't. I
Okay,
haven't lost.
all right.
I haven't
All right.
lost. But I never got a chance to go to a game as a kid. So how I found out about the team was through Scooby-Doo, my favorite cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I remember like Curly and Gizmo and all those guys getting off the van. Well, their van broke down, and Scooby and the gang rolled by like, who are these guys out here spinning the ball on their head?
That's cool.
So that's how I found out about the Harlem Globetrotters. So I never went to a live show as a kid.
Did it become, when does, like, Trav talked about obviously your journey to becoming a Globetrotter, but when does it sort of become a goal, right? Like, you go off, you play college ball, and then a lot of guys in your position, you're thinking about, can I play pro? Can I play overseas? Like, when did the Globetrotters enter the picture as I could do this for a career?
I would say just right place, right time, honestly. Because as a kid, I used to just spin the globe and just touch places. And my prayer every night was just to let a basketball take me places I never thought I would go. So after I played in Mexico and Canada for a little bit, had a little stint, and then I played some semi-pro, got a chance to do that pickup session. I met a Globetrotter, and he was like, bro, where do you play? Wow. And he was like, I was like, bro, I'm looking for my next gig. So he was like, bro, I won't promise you that you'll get a tryout, finish the movie in September, got a call in October to come back to Atlanta after I just left. I just got in the car, drove back, tried out that Thursday, was at the corporate office that Friday, and signed on Saturday. So
Too tall. There's a lesson in there somewhere I want you to tell the kids watching. Is that just perseverance? Is it just, you said right place, right time, but you were prepared for the moment too.
Absolutely. Especially when I go to schools, I always tell kids, prepare for an opportunity, don't wait for it. Because if you're waiting for an opportunity to come and now you want to try to put the work in, you got to blame yourself now because you never put the work in before the opportunity came. So if you're putting the work in and you're practicing, you're doing all these things, having good character, practicing, doing the work when nobody's watching, once that opportunity comes, it's going to be great. So actually with my trial, I sent video in of the ball handle that I was just doing. So one of the coaches at the time was like, yo, we don't believe that you can do that without messing up. So we want to see you do everything on command when we tell you to do it. So I was like, okay. So as I was doing it, kids started hopping over the fence to come watch what I was doing. So they was like, bro, you got to stop. I was like, well, I can't stop because y'all tell me to stop. So that's how it all worked out. They was like, bro, we never seen nobody actually do everything they said they could do from the video. So
We always ask athletes this, like, what's next for you? I know the Globetrotters is your thing and it's important. Is it becoming an all-time great Globetrotter? Like, is there a Mount Rushmore of Globetrotters you're trying to reach? Like, what's next for you career goal?
Career goal-wise. But, Dev, I want to play as long as I can, but at the end of the day, I love coaching. I coach back home at Covenant Christian in Cincinnati, Alabama, and I got some really good kids there. But in goal, man, I would love to get the chance to coach some of the best players in the world in the NBA. So hopefully get into the NBA coaches program and just player development, film study, just work with coaches and see just how the game works, just deepen my skills on being a better coach, whether it's on the collegiate level, NBA level, because at the end of the day, where I'm from is 9,000 people.
Right.
So especially now with NIL, transfer portals, I'm trying to teach kids, like, listen, you got to be well prepared before you get to college.
Yeah.
And the better you know the game, the more you understand it, you have a chance to play the
You know there's a popular NBA team here in this city.
Absolutely.
Someone's
Absolutely.
watching from there.
Hey, coach. Listen, come on.
Joe?
Joe, what's up, man?
What's up, Joe?
Listen, hey, if it's trial for the Boston Celtics, I can come out and coach and learn from you. Hey, listen, hey, I'll give you my information. I would love to just sit down and, hey, I'll be there when you show up to the gym.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, look, I know you grew up in Alabama, but all these teams here are huge brands. Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins. What did you always think of Boston sports kind of growing up in the country?
Oh, my God. You going basketball-wise, you're going all the way back to Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Even the team that just with Tatum and
Brown.
Tatum, I was just
Yeah.
there last night, man. I'm praying Tatum comes back healthy because I think this team has got a chance to steal. Everybody think their window is closed now, but still got good guys from Derek White, Pritchard, JT, Jay Brown, and even some of the young guys that was playing last night. So I think they got a great chance, man, to do well. And even now with the Patriots, what's the name?
Drake Maye.
Drake Maye is killing right now. So I think now I think Boston sports is always going to be great.
Yeah. 10-2, best team in the NFL, best record
Always gonna
anyway.
be great. I know he just did like a shout out to Cam too as well. Like, and that's what you want to do as an athlete too. Like, listen, don't worry about the naysayers. I like that what he said is like, listen, we're worried about what's going on in the locker room. As an athlete, that's all you want to do is worry about what you can control at the end of the day, and I think that's great.
Before we let you go, you mentioned before, obviously, just, again, being an ambassador and everything that comes with being a Globetrotter, waking up in the morning, putting on the red, white, and blue, smiling, going to hospitals, entertaining fans, all of it. You ever have an off day? Like, is it ever tough to sort of find that within yourself?
Like, I don't want to play basketball today.
Man, definitely. You have those days, but as like this is something that you love to do. I think that's what Kobe Bryant said. The great, late great Kobe Bryant is what makes basketball so special. It's the love of it. So this is something that you love to do. You never really want to take an off day from it. So even though you might wake up and be like, dang, I just want to relax today, but I get the opportunity to dribble a basketball today. I get an opportunity to make somebody's day today. And so when I look at it that way, I never want to take a break.
Lucious, too tall. Winston again. Harlem Globetrotters, the 100-year tour, coming to the Garden day after Christmas, December 26th. 2 shows, 2 and 7. Trav's going to bring the family. I'm going to bring the family. We're both going to play. They haven't announced it yet, but we're going to be on the roster. It's going to be a blast, man. Thanks again for coming out.
Anytime,
awesome.
man. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, much more on the way. Stick around. It's Boston has entered the chat.
5 penalties a night. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard season. Players are too good, too skilled to be on the power play, and yeah, we have to correct that.
In my opinion, I think we are getting a lot
penalized and don't get enough, power plays, which we have to get to the net. That's where you draw the penalties. We don't go enough in front of the net. That's why we're not on power play.
Bruins lose 3-1 to the Sharks. They go 1-3 on this West Coast trip. Adam, you and I talked about this leading into this West Coast trip about what it would look like, success. Would it be 2-1, 3-0, over? They go 1-3. Not great.
Trip's not over.
Yeah.
It's a 4-game trip, 3 out west. They got the 1 more against the Islanders, a team they've already beaten twice. Not easy to beat a team 3 times, obviously, but they're going to try and do it. If you go 4 points out of the 8 possible on this trip, I think you're content with it. It's not great. It's not the goal. But honestly, on the subject of goals, I know we're going to hear from Morgan Geeky. Sure. Maybe Geeky can address why he's the only one on this team that is capable of scoring anymore. Right. They've scored 6 goals in these 3 games. Geeky, the NHL's leader with 17, or co-leader with Nate McKinnon, has 5 of them. 5 out of your 6 goals from one guy, and I'm taking nothing away from Geeky. I know that he has become an elite goal scorer, and that's great, but where's Pastrnak? Where's some of the help? Where's the depth scoring? Something on the blue line. Like, this isn't all back to there's no Arvidsson or, Lindholm. Elias Lindholm just got back yesterday, and that's a huge help not only to your power play, even though you were an 0 there, and obviously in the faceoff dot where he is exceptional. But there are a lot of things that this team needs to kind of just clean up a little bit. They get those 2 points against the Kings, a team that, for whatever reason, is woeful at home. Sure. So, good, you capitalize on that. You get that close game, obviously, with the Ducks. Tough game to win. I don't blame them for not doing so. Would have been nice to get a loser point out of it. At least get yourself to extra time. Came awfully close to that. Yesterday against the Sharks, you fall 3-1. And it was tight. It was 2-1. Then, obviously, the late goal that makes it look a little more lopsided. But depth scoring right now, it's not been an issue throughout the year. But right now, in this little, intimate road trip that they're on here, it's problematic.
Well, Joe, do you see it that way? Because offensively, we always talk about how Marco's system gets everyone involved, kind of a everyone eats kind of thing. But right now, it's just Geeky, the only one eating pretty much. Do you see the offense as the biggest issue for the Bruins, or are there a multitude of things that you see?
The Bruins have a penalty problem. a bad penalty problem, and they're putting themselves in terrible situations to the point where how much can they focus offensively when they're penalty killing so much? Sure. So I'm sure it's an effect on both sides of it, but secondary scoring has historically been an issue for the Boston Bruins. Sure. Historically. But right now, see, I thought Pasternak's been trying to do the other things right now. Yes, I would like to see him score more goals, but had a really nice assist on that Geeky goal. But I do want more from him. I don't want to call him a passenger, but they need a little bit more from him. But how many more guys can they miss, right? I know you mentioned Elias Lindholm comes back. The McAvoy thing might be showing, right?
Sure.
It might be showing a little bit. I'm glad they got the win the other night. Maybe they can finish off this road trip, but they're still in a playoff spot. They're still one of the tops in the Atlantic, hanging
Top
around there.
wild card team right now.
So I look at it and say, if you're in this point at this time of year, generally you're a playoff team. They got a lot to clean up though, and I think penalties would be number one.
Adam, that's what you always say, isn't it? By
U.S. Thanksgiving, you got to be in a playoff position. A lot of the time that holds. So I do want to take us off kilter a little bit and mix in some news with the Patriots because we've been sitting around, obviously, what's going to happen with Will Campbell. An update on Will Campbell from Ian Rappaport, NFL Network, is he's believed to have suffered an MCL sprain. Will have an MRI on his knee. He's a candidate for injured reserve with the hope that he returns when it counts the most. That's the tweet, as you can see on your screen. So Rappaport, obviously, this is good news, guys. I think there were a lot of people when Will Campbell was carted off the field when, oh my God, he's out for the season.
He had the towel over his head.
And I'm sure probably some tears in his eyes. Now, the indication, according to Rappaport, obviously, is I like that he wrote IR candidate. That means that's not even set in stone. We know, obviously, he's not going to play in the Monday Nighter against the Giants.
And
at that point, you've got that game, and then you have the bye. This is the latest team in the AFC to have a bye. That could work out in your favor here. If he doesn't need to, remember, IR is not 4 weeks, it's 4 games.
Right.
So if he is out the next 2 weeks, then you're setting up, then it's decision time,
2
right?
2 weeks, 1 game, right? Because you had the bye.
Right. And so at that point, it's due, and I don't know, like the medical people obviously are going to examine this, but we're just kind of playing this out. Then it becomes the question of, does he need to miss 3 more games?
Right.
Which takes you at that point in time to week 18. You got 1 game left.
Yes.
That's it. And then it's on to the playoffs. The good news is, though, at least the inference from the tweet.
Sprain.
It's a sprain, and that whether he is out 4 of the final 5 games that you've got to play.
Sure.
Right? 5.
Right.
Yeah, they're 10-2. So
That's
4
right.
of the final 5 games you got to play. Or, best case scenario, even if he is, you're getting him back before the playoffs, which is really the most important thing here.
I always defer to Joe with offensive linemen. Just speaking out loud here, I would rest the kid, Joe. I'd rest him and make sure he's good for playoffs.
Yes, and the phones were. My phone was blowing up because of what's going on right now with Will Campbell. Here's the deal: they can't say right now that he's done for the year. It's an MCL. See you later. Like, there's got to be a little bit of hope here.
Well, they could if it was a tear.
Well, that's my whole thing. Listen, this was a controversial pick at the time. We've talked about this on the show here, Travis. They might not be set at tackle for the future. Like, you have to look to the future a little bit when it comes to Will Campbell.
That's right.
He's an offensive lineman, to your point, that he probably wants to be out there. Like, he probably wants to be out there when he can be. And I'll just say this. I would be really careful with this one. Really careful.
Yes.
If it was anything more, he could have missed the entire – if it was an ACL, let's just hypothetically say, he'd be out next year probably too, right? Because how long does it take to come back from that?
Yeah, a good chunk of next year.
I'd be careful with this one.
Yep.
If it's the 4 weeks and it's IR, maybe he does get that last game. Maybe they get the bye. Maybe things do work out.
I mean, not to oversimplify this, guys, but like you're cleared, you're cleared, whenever that is. For instance, we just spent how many days talking about, are the Patriots going to have to face Joe Burrow? Is that going to happen? And after taking multiple days, full practice reps, first team reps, all of that, the team ultimately decided, after talking about it every day with their internal, probably some external medical professionals, you know what? Short week coming up on Thursday on Thanksgiving. Are we really going to play him twice in the span of 5 days? No, let's not do it. Let's be cautious. So again, a lot of that autonomy falls upon the medical teams, associated with these organizations.
Sure.
In the case of the Patriots, to me, and like we've gotten into this before, I don't get caught up, just as a general rule personally, I don't get caught up in the whole, are they going to rush him back? When you're cleared, you're cleared.
Yeah.
When you're good to play, you're good to play.
Well, tell that to Joe Burrow, though. Like, what I'm saying is, if Joe Burrow plays yesterday, they probably beat the Patriots, in my opinion.
Sure.
But I'm thinking long-term here.
How does he look having not played since week 2?
Listen, the Patriots, long-term here, you got to worry about Drake Maye's health, and now you got to worry about Will Campbell's health. And it's just something that you got to think about.
Intertwined, because Campbell being a major protector of Drake Maye.
Yeah.
The other thing that I look at, we didn't have as much time on this earlier, the other thing that I look at with all of this, and Jared Wilson too, just the offensive line injuries that have kind of piled up, especially on that left side, is, it's the run blocking. That is a Travion Henderson, obviously Ramondre Stevenson. These guys, they did not run especially well in this game. What does that mean? Sometimes you just don't run well. Other times you don't find the hole because the holes aren't there because your run blockers aren't doing their job. This line may not be healthy enough to, routinely produce those holes. That's a little bit of a concern going forward. And that Campbell, Wilson, others, they're as much a big part of this as anybody.
This is where your record plays into your advantage, because I don't give a damn.
You're still chasing the top seed. You want the bye.
I do understand that, and I do want the bye, but I would be willing to do it with what I have. I would not be willing to mortgage the future to do it. So what I would do if I were the Patriots, I would tell Will Campbell right now, you're shut down. I mean, that's it. We're happy it's a sprain. Great, we'll get you back soon. Rest your big arse, and when we get to the playoffs, bye week, home field, be damned. We'll get you back. So and that's what I would do.
We do have some more notes. Doug Kyde, Boston Herald. You can see it here.
Yep.
So head coach Mike Vrabel in his morning interview with WEEI says that the updates on the injuries, they don't have full updates yet. Will Campbell
big.
is not expected to be available Monday night. We just talked about it. Says the injury is probably going to be more than a week or two. So again, 2 weeks takes you beyond the bye. On reports of a sprain, the quote is, I think you have to understand sprains have different severities. So sprain, strain, not sure. I just know he's probably not going to be there on Monday night, and I don't think it's going to be something like that's going to keep him out. It's not career-ending, but I wouldn't anticipate him being out there on Monday night, which, again, no big surprise.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you didn't hear those devastating words, right? You didn't hear any of that.
You didn't hear out for the season.
Yes, tear, structural damage, career-altering. These are all positive signs here with Will Campbell, but I think we disagree on how to handle it from here on out, right? We'll get into more of that on Nesson Nation. We're done here on Nesson, but make sure you roll with us. Boston has entered the chat. We can't stop. We won't stop. We continue on Nesson Nation. In fact, Monday through Friday, right here on Nesson, just to review, 8 a.m., wake up, have your coffee, or if you're like me, a little mimosa. A little bloody, Set the tone for the day is what I'm saying with us. And then at 9, we keep partying on Nesson Nation. We'll see you there. Boston has entered the chat. Peace.